Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to the RWB International GT 2021 season. We're here at Hungary for round 6 at the famous Hungaroring. I probably still said that wrong, but it's fine. I'm once again joined in the commentating box today, my fellow friend Finzo. Finzo, say hi.
Marvin.
As we do have on screen right now, these are our standings. So currently, we have Oliver Curtin, Emo Plate, and Ignacy Butchek only separated by 8 points. Finzo, honestly, with a championship as tight-knit as this, I mean, it's honestly extremely close. What do you think today's impact is going to be on those racers? I mean, we've seen them, lodge complaints about it being wet, saying, they don't know how to handle the wet. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen today to those top 3? Let's say top 5 contenders even. What's going to happen today with Weber?
Obviously, focusing on Ignacy Butchek currently in P3 position in the championship, he shown us last time out that he has the ability to be able to make it from the back, and in the end he finished P2, but he's in the battle for the lead in the last couple laps. So I think we'll be able to see that the drivers can adapt, learn the track over time, and I think we'll definitely see some interesting battles as they make their way through the field from the reverse grid. I think we're up for a brilliant race today.
I do definitely agree with you, and I mean, we are going to take we're going to take them down here in a second again, the standings. But it is raining today at Hungary. Beautiful rain. Well, I mean, Finns of some would call it beautiful, wouldn't they? I think a lot of our racers.
Raining.
I think a lot of our racers wouldn't call it beautiful. But it is beautiful, to be quite fair. It absolutely looks amazing. We do see Ignacy here out on a few laps. Ignacy actually 7 tenths behind the leader, Daniel Barnett, and Oliver Curtin 9 tenths. And I'm not quite sure if Plate has gone yet. I don't think he has. But I mean, Finzo, that has to show us something, right? I mean, when Ignacy of all people is 7 tenths behind, that has to show us something.
Of course, no one else in that top 3 who set those fastest laps weren't in that fight for the end. And bear in mind, that is based on 1 lap pace. And 1 lap pace may be good, but if you can't hold that pace and comfortably or not crash, it's quite a difficult way to explain it, but basically, if you can't maintain that fast pace throughout a race stint and you end up crashing, that 1 lap pace isn't going to matter because you lose more time over the stint. So I think, especially the more consistent drivers like Ignacy, like he's shown us, he can show that he has that race consistency to be able to constantly put in those, although they are slower lap times, but the people around him are able to make really fast laps, but the rest of them are like a second off. So I think that's what separates the good drivers from the GOAT drivers.
No, I do definitely agree. And I mean, if we add that to a track like Hungary, I mean, listen, Hungary in the dry, I've driven in the F1, I've driven in GT3, it doesn't get better, right? So Hungary in the wet, honestly, I have massive respect for these drivers. They're going to honestly, not only do they have to focus on, the rain itself, but they have... Oh, and as we see a Ferrari spinning there, thank you for proving my point. Oh, another Ferrari! Oh, no! I think that was 2 Ferraris there. I'm not quite sure if we can get a camera angle on that. But 2 Ferraris did spin there. But I mean, that kind of proves my point. These drivers, Finzo, as you said, not only do they have to focus on the rain, but they're going to have to be constantly focusing on the track as well, because it's a hard track, isn't it? I mean, it's a decently hard track, this.
We're just watching a replay here of the 2 Ferraris just committing suicide as Ignacy makes his lap.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get... Yeah, there goes one, and there goes the other. Ignacy just cruising past, can't even believe that. But yeah, everyone, we have over 17 seconds here left of our thingamajigger, of our free practice. I honestly couldn't remember the name free practice. Oh wow. But yeah, we have 17 seconds. Just a bit here. Actually, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
And it's done. What a free practice didn't show us much, I'm going to be honest. I don't think any of the drivers prepared for these conditions. Finzo, if I have to be dead honest with you, I don't think anyone prepared for this. So this race, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Especially with what happened in the F1 as an example, when drivers don't get time to practice in the wet. Turn 1 at Hungary tends to be quite interesting, so I know I say
Could
it a lot, but I'll quite
could
like to see what comes out of it. Of course, our drivers are very skilled and they'll probably be able to find their way around it, but for those first couple laps when they're getting used to the conditions, stuff might go down.
do you think Valtteri Bottas could maybe make an appearance today?
Possibly.
Okay, so that
I'm
is
not
the
sure if anyone's seen the thing. I think it was Will Smith. I can't remember. It was Will Smith who basically tied up Lewis Hamilton to a chair, and then he put his race suit on and a helmet and tried to go out and race for him.
Oh
And I think
yeah.
we might have a repeat of that, but it's Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening. Oh wow. Okay. I do want to talk about someone else real quick. If we can get a camera down the field a bit on Rick Binnersley. Of course, brilliant late race lead. Last race at Laguna Seca. I'm not quite sure. Finza, could we get a camera on him? More quickly.
Looking for him, I can't find him.
Oh no, wait. I have a slight feeling this might not work because what I'm thinking now is ACC might be weird here and ask us to drive, and we can't actually click the drive button. So we might be commentating. Oh no. Okay, we'll talk to Nate in a second here. But oh no, here's Charger. Yeah, but honestly, Rick Binnersley, we saw him lead the race so well the last race. Do we have any? Did we think do we have anything to expect from him this race, Finza, or do we just think that was kind of a stroke of good luck?
I'm not going to say it's a stroke of good luck, but obviously we've got a race. We've got a race to watch, a race about to happen. Every race is different. Laguna Seca is a very different track in terms of conditions and where it is in the globe. The tracks are very different, and I think it brings out different skills in different people. So, yeah, I'd like to see how it ends. But
Hey,
we may expect a different result than we did last race. So, yeah.
the back markers finished first. I'm telling you, man. Telling you. Maybe Oliver. Honestly, I would like to see Oliver Curtin. He kind of lacked the last race. I mean, we were talking. I was talking to him a bit. He said it wasn't his race. But he's an interesting character. I'm not quite sure what to expect from him. To be quite fair, I'm not quite sure what to expect from him. What we are going to do is, as we look at the front of the grid, RWB Flak there, beautiful Aston. Finza, I'm going to ask you about that in a second. But Finza, would you mind leading us through the opening lap of the race? Would you want to take that honor?
Why not? I mean, probably going to lose my voice.
Oh, see, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing it. Throw your
Yeah,
voice away.
handing over to me.
But yes, Dior Racing in chat. Yes, it is a reverse grid today, up to P25 as far as I'm concerned. Finzo, car based. We've talked about drivers, car based. Are some cars better at this track than others?
Definitely, different cars are different traits, different. I'm going to take iRacing as an example because I'm not an ACC fanboy. I'm not 100% familiar with all the different cars' characteristics. Whether it's the same as iRacing, I don't know. But there are cars like the Audi, which have incredible oversteer. There we go, got it right. Lift off and oversteer, which allows the car to rotate so much more on corner entry and get it in. And that's so much more useful in these mid to low speed corners where you really need to throw the car in to get on the power nice and early. I'm going to cut off here as we go on to the first lap as we watch Flak in P1, Debug, Sojin, and Dahlgren and Forsberg make up the top 5. Are in their double foul line, getting ready for the green light.
So let's go.
70. And it's green. Green racing here at the Hungaroring. Flak has a really good start there, pulling away slightly with the P2. Into turn 1. Looks like he's able to hold that position. Someone's off
Already?
and crashed into the pit wall before turn 1. Not sure if we can get a name on who that was there, but Flak maintaining now a bit of a gap to the car behind. Still only about a couple tenths of a second there, so definitely could go down over a mistake on cold tyres on the first couple laps. It can be quite dicey.
Someone else spinning. P-Varley P8 spinning as well. Oh my word. Sorry, Finzo. Didn't want to interrupt you there. P-Varley and P8 also spinning. Oh my word. Back of the grid is getting hit.
Yeah. If we take a look back to the field though, P8 is also quite far down the grid now. You can see there's a massive gap there between the front lot. They've already managed to gap themselves to the main pack, and that's what they're going to need to win the race, I suppose. They need all the gaps they can get to the quick drivers at the back, because that's more time they have to gain at the end of the race.
Honestly, can I just say, RW Flack, he has some. I mean, he's keeping his pace. He was just extremely consistent off that start. I mean, he wasn't making any mistakes, was he? He was, you know, really defending off Debug and Allgreen. And honestly, that Aston, I'm telling you, man, Flack's gonna do something today, Finzo. I have my money on it, man. Flack's gonna pull one out of the bag, and he's gonna do something amazing today. I'm telling you. Oh no, Debug. Debug's no.
Debug's off. The Ferrari fate. The Ferrari is off into turn 2. What a depressing moment.
Finzo, Rick Binnersley, he spun as well. P31 currently, all the way at the bottom.
All the way at the back of the grid there, in the Triple 8 car.
Oh no. Oh no.
Rick, you can tell
no.
Jay's sad.
I'm sad, man. Okay, wait, where's Oliver? Maybe he can cheer me up. Come on, where's
Coming
Oliver?
on to the second lap. Dahlgren is challenging for the lead here for Flack. Flack is holding it pretty well, defending really good lines there. But Dahlgren is really in his rear mirror, being able to distract him. Look, he's going to have a look down the inside coming into turn 2. Flack managed to brake way later there. I'm not sure if Dahlgren managed to back off, but he's definitely stayed in that mirror trying to make sure he distracts the car in front, to the point where he makes a mistake, because really overtaking at this track is extremely difficult. There's only like 1 or 2 Alicia can't speak to overtaking opportunities at this track. And
you know, Finzo, the thing is, I don't think there are any overtaking opportunities, because just listen to my theory, right? Oh no, wait, Rick Binnersley now in the pits. Oh no, that's not good. Rick Binnersley is in the pits. Is he going to race? See if he gets out. I hope he does. I mean, Finzo, listen, all I'm saying is, I don't think there are any overtaking opportunities, because, I mean, you know, as you said, Hungary is already an extremely hard track to overtake on. Combine that with rain, I don't think we're going to see much of a grid shuffle today, if I have to be honest. If I have to be deadly honest with you.
To be honest with you, I would disagree with that, because there are 2 long-ish straights at this track and lead to heavy braking zones. And those heavy braking zones... Oh! Flack, I think, made a mistake there. Dahlgren and... Oh!
No, the stewards are going to have a look at that. That Audi of Jay Forsberg, he did push off. I'm not quite sure if we can get a replay on that. I'm not quite sure if we can get a replay, but that Audi of Jay Forsberg...
replay on that.
That Audi of Jay Forsberg looks like he pushed him off.
Yeah.
What? I'm not quite sure if... can we go a car back? Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look here, sir. Oh no, that's 1 too many cars, Finzo. Can we go up again? So, they do go side by side, and then the Audi just
comes straight across and just wipes him out. He just wasn't clear when he came across, and I think that's one thing you have to be careful. He may have lost the back end, but I don't think he did. I think that was just a mistake from the driver, just coming across too early. It's an easy mistake to make, however, but it's definitely one that could be costly for both drivers involved in that situation.
Okay, well, Jay Forsberg down into P4. I have no idea where our previous race leader was. But Allgreen is now leading the race quite successfully, 1.8 seconds on a Shun. And Nigel Wood, I think it's Nigel, is it? Pretty sure it's Nigel Wood, with 1.4 behind him, also in a Ferrari. Let's have a look a bit down on the grid. You know what? Let's have a look at David Dorr. What do you think, Finzo? David Dorr and Debug. Should we have a look at them?
David Dorr.
D-Dorr. P14. P14 car 17. Oh, there he is. Oh no!
Pile up at the chicane. 3 people off. Someone's been there. 2 people.
Okay. Fins, we're gonna need another replay. We're gonna need
another 30-second replay there.
What is this? The replays are insane today. That was every single place we look, Fins, there is an accident. So let's have a look what happened here. Were they involved at all? I don't think they. I'm not really sure if they were. Let's have a look. Quite sure. Oh no! Oh, it was a bunch up. Oh my word! Godzilla barely avoiding that with that Lexus. Yeah, that was sketchy, man. That's because Finzo. That's the other thing is you know, if you slide in this or you misjudge your braking, people are going yeeting into the back of you. You know, people are just sending it into the back of you because they, you know, they're struggling. You know, they're kind of counting on you as well to help them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would like to reference now Ignacy Budchek, one of my favorite drivers, except Oliver. You know, Oliver always on top. Ignacy now in P8, he's made quite a recovery up road. Currently chasing, what is that? Flak, Godzilla, Nigel? Finzo, could we see an early P1 for Ignacy and then he just kind of leads?
I think, yeah, Ignacy's been able to get his way up the grid very quickly. Only P8 on the third lap of the race. He's getting right up to that bumper of Godzilla there. Really, really close racing, and that's the best way to force them into a mistake, because you want to get into the head. You want them to focus on what you're doing rather than looking ahead on the road, because that causes them to make a mistake, or may cause them to make a mistake. So Ignacy makes the move round the outside there. I'm not sure if Godzilla backed off, but that was definitely an easy move.
But that was Nigel Wood. Godzilla's up in front of him in that Mercedes network.
That's a good point.
That
was Nigel Wood's overtake.
I am currently having a look at the chat. Commentators curse in full effect. We can confirm.
You can see Godzilla now. He's actually making that move round the outside. He manages to get it work. He manages to get. God,
no!
The grammar is out of the window.
Ignacy going head to head with our Flak now. Well, side by side, I guess, not head to head.
Just having that look. It looks like he may be able to get a run into turn 1. Flak managed to defend, but he gets on the brakes nice and later. Make
it stick. Does he make it stick? Though I think he does. I think Ignacy Budchek just made another move, currently up into P6. Godzilla in front. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, it is Godzilla in front of him, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla in front of him in that Mercedes. Wow, what a grid this has been.
The problem is though, in that fight they lost so much time. Like you can see, Godzilla has already been able to gap them.
But see, as I know it, honestly, to be quite fair, as we know Ignacy Finzo, he doesn't mind closing a gap. I mean, we've seen him close a 16-second gap. Was it? How much was it? I'm not quite sure how much it was last race. But I mean, I don't think Ignacy will have too much of a problem closing that gap, if that makes sense.
Of course not. He's shown that he's one of the most consistent drivers on the grid, and I have no doubt that he'll be able to display that again this week.
Ooh, I do have good news. Rick Bittersley currently out, but still dead last. He's... Poor Rick, man. I mean, he has to be hoping for a miracle at this point.
Yeah.
The pit stop phase, he's just gonna like pit at the last second. Hope he gets a major overcut on everyone. Oh, yellow flag as well in sector, I think it's sector 1. Car 76 looks like he has retired to the pits now. Not retired, but went to the pits now. That's bad. Honestly, Finzo, I think that's gonna be a major theme of this race. Is gonna be yellow flags. We might need to ask one of our admins to bring us in the
pits. It looks like he has front damage there on the front of that Ferrari. I wonder what happened there.
Bad. I mean, it could have been that collision that we. Could have been right after he got overtaken. He could have binded into someone.
Most definitely. I'm going to jump on board with Daniel Barnett here because he put on quite a show last week in Laguna Seca, and he's right up against that P2 position, trying to take that higher position on the podium to see if he can catch Dahlgren. Remember, this is the battle we had in Laguna Seca. Daniel Barnett moves to the inside through the final turn. However, the guy on the outside will have a better run down the straight. However, he may be able to duck. No.
Straight line speed, it's a drag competition. Who has more speed? It's a drag competition. He should have the inside line. Will he brake late? Yes, he does.
Barnett able to get on the brakes. He has the inside move into turn 1. Looks like he's going to be able to make it stick, and he does. And Daniel Barnett is into the P2 position.
Well done on Daniel, man. Well done on
Daniel Barnett's into P3. Sorry, he's into P3.
No.
He's on the podium.
He's into P2, but remember our leaderboard just take a second to update. So we'll just
that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh
no, yeah, that's the BMW. Yeah, he's definitely into P2.
But yeah, honestly, Daniel Barnett, Finzo, as you said, amazing performance from him last race. Really, really consistent driver as well. I don't know, man. I honestly do think he would be able to perform better in maybe a Ferrari. I don't think that Porsche is quite what he needs, but hey, I'm not judging. But yeah, honestly, Daniel, amazing driver. I do think he's definitely going to keep it tight. He is definitely going to keep it tight. As you see, another yellow flag through Sector 1 and Sector 3, and that's Bittersley that causes the Sector 3 yellow flag. Oh, is he going again? Oh no, Binnersley, Rick, this isn't what you needed this race, man. Rick, you didn't need this, Rick.
You're just
Oh,
going to get a replay on what happened there.
oh no, I think he just
A
spammed.
10-second replay isn't enough. I think we'll have to get a 30-second replay on that.
It's fine, don't worry. I honestly just think he spammed. But poor Rick, man, he's about to get lapped as well.
This really hasn't been his race this weekend.
Honestly, he's such an amazing driver. I hope he can maybe, he won't be able to finish in the top 10 most likely, but hopefully he can scrape some points. I hope for him, I hope for him. Dior Racing saying in chat, my money is on Butchcheck, he's on a Stampede. What's that gap between Godzilla and Butchcheck? How's that looking, Finza?
Godzilla and Buzzcheck. Buzzcheck is only 1.5 seconds behind, and he's just going to be sitting in that draft. He's in a bit of dirty air there, so you may have a bit of issues on fast corner entry. However, I think with the toe along that long straight, he'll be able to gain that time back very quickly.
Finza, what's more intimidating, the Bentley or the Mercedes? You have to choose. What's more intimidating? If you're seeing one of them
in my rear mirror, I would be scared of the Bentley because it's such a heavy car. And so big, it's really, I don't know, it kind of fills your rear mirror, and because the car is so stable, it just fills you, it makes the driver behind look so confident, so consistent that he just won't make that mistake, because he's just so stable, he isn't snapping at all. But that Mercedes, because it doesn't have the rear end of the other cars, it can end up looking quite slippy, and not as intimidating, I would think. I would definitely be more scared of the Bentley in my rear mirror.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, you know what? I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that argument. I do think, honestly, I don't know, the Mercedes, that thing, man. I mean, in the dry, I'm not quite sure about its performance in West, but like, I don't know if have you seen one of those Mercedes go around in the dry in a straight line? That thing, bro, I get scared when I drive my petite ass Ferrari and there's a Merc coming up behind me on a straight. Like, that thing, not only is it kind of intimidating, but it's fast. Maybe that's just me, but that Mercedes is fast. Apparently we missed an Aston that went into the wall. That's going to be some expensive repairs. Good luck to whoever that was. As we now go down into Samuel Kruger, P11. Looks like battle for what? P9, I would say, all the way up to Debug. They're really close to each other there. Of course, Kruger, Taverian, and Debug really sticking on each other. Finzo, I do have a question on that. I mean, you've done quite a few wet races with GT3. Is this like a central theme we could see, just kind of these groups of cars just sticking with each other during the race? If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
To be fair, like, when you're sitting right behind someone, you just don't have, basically, you're in their dirty air, and your aero is much less effective, and especially in the rain, where the tyres are a lot slippier, you're going to need all the aero you can get. It's not good to be in tight packs. You want to be sitting a couple seconds behind. Maybe not in ACC, but from what we can see on the stream, but usually in real life there would be such a big spray that you just wouldn't be able to see.
But they might still just need time. I mean, it's been only 15 minutes in. Maybe they just need time to get out of it. Well,
if we do look at the weather forecast, though, it is forecast to get a bit lighter on in 10 minutes. But it's got the minus symbol. That means it's going to get a little bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
it's still heavy rain. It's still heavy rain. It will get a bit better. Track temperature is 18 degrees.
Ooh, that's quite cold, to be quite fair. So all I'm saying, right, is that just because it says a bit of a minus, I'm not going to, suddenly take off my sunglasses. I'm still going to kind of keep my
Oh, no, of course not. The rain will slowly get better as the race goes on, but we're still going to be looking at heavy rain. We aren't going to see a transition from wet to dry conditions.
Imagine me say that, and then after 30 minutes it just gets extremely dry. Just all of a sudden just switches to dry, everyone pits, race goes on, Bittersley comes, gets P1. Imagine, bro, I would honestly tear myself apart, man. I would tear myself apart. What are we looking at here, Finzo? Take us around, then you're just switching cameras. What are we looking at, man?
Yeah, I'm just looking, and then, like, Peter, oh, is it Peter? Yeah, it is Peter Varga is getting very close to Eugenie there. And I think he's going to be lining up a move onto the main straight. We'll see what he's doing, but he's just sticking right behind him. Coming into the final corner.
Ferrari is an absolute amazing car in the wet. Love it, personally. always been one of my favorite cars. Definitely one of those cars that I would say I would recommend around this track. Oh, look at that Hurricane though behind him. A Sharp. Could this be a move? Could he be going for it?
I think
Possibly.
he's going for it.
Is he pull that wide? Oh no, he won't. Damn it. Oh, he was close. He was close. I think he just, he just wasn't close enough. I think maybe if he sticked in the slipstream for a bit more, he might have been able to get the pace. But next lap, Sharp, just keep it in. Next lap, you'll get it. Don't worry.
Adding on to what I previously said in the pack racing, with that dirty air, you haven't got the air going into your radiators, because with the car being in front of you, you haven't got fresh air, loads of air blowing into that radiator, which means slowly over time your engine temperature is going to get higher. If that engine temperature gets too high, in the case that you've been sitting behind someone the entire race, that can become issues because your engine might blow up, but also as it gets hotter, it loses performance.
Just implode.
Just implode.
Oh, as he goes wide. Sorry, as the Xavier Eugenie and the BMW does go wide. I'm not quite sure what happened.
And he's just off.
I
think he just locked up going into that corner, or he just couldn't turn in.
Well, we see this battle now unfolding. A Sharp versus Peter Varga. He is going to go for it. Sharp almost touch.
Very light contact there. Sharp goes back out, but I think he's going to be going for the exit there. He switched to the inside, coming into, well, I don't know what turn that is, but whatever turn it is, into the braking zone. Sharp gets slightly better braking, has the inside line, managed to get the move done, but the Ferrari is looking. However, he managed to make the move stick. He's defending, taking very close lines there to make sure that the Ferrari doesn't get...
Sharp does look like he may have made that move stick.
I think he has.
I don't think he was patient enough, for the straight, and he said, "Screw it, I'm going." And I mean, he did indeed go. So it's a beautiful overtaking as well. A bit of contact between them, but nothing the stewards will really take a look at. That's fine. Yeah, it's chill. That is chill. Up to Ignacy now. Butchek I just feel like I'm saying it wrong constantly, so I don't really want to say it. He's gonna get mad at me or something, but it's fine. Ignacy in P6, past Ian Simcox and E. Sojblom. Still chasing Godzilla. I'm not quite sure if he's chasing him or if he's stuck behind him, Finzo. What's your theory?
Honestly, he has all the cars in front of him, and he's really not gaining on him that much. I think he's just sitting right behind him and just waiting for something to happen, because obviously with the little overtaking opportunities at this track, if you go side by side like we saw, you just lose so much time. And by the time you've got past them, you've got like a 2-3 second gaps to the car ahead, and it's just not something ideal. So I think all he's doing is just chilling behind him and just waiting for the pit stops to go through and see what can happen in the pit stops if other people have slow stops. Although he is trying to make a move on the outside, Godzilla pressing him all the way onto that outside curb. Nothing happens of it. As he makes now a move down the outside, doesn't quite make it work.
He is definitely getting there. While we let that unfold, let's have a look at our leader here.
Godzilla goes wide. Goes into the penultimate corner. It's the inside corner. We have Butchek on the outside. He might get a better run there. Godzilla does the initial run, but I think Butchek will be able to get back to him as the straight carries on.
Really? Let's have a look. Come on, Ignacy.
Trying to find the correct inboard.
Yeah, we can try to go. Finzo! Oh my word, look at that spray though, Finzo. See, that's also, I mean, if you're racing in that dash view, which a lot of people are, that spray is, that's terrifying. I would
even just in ACC, but in real life as well, you wouldn't be able to see anything from that car behind. You wouldn't. It's simply just so much more difficult. You have to take your time because you just can't see where you're going. You can't even know what's happening in front, when to turn in, where's the corner. It's a different world racing in the wet, and you just got to you have to find control. Because you can't just yeet the cars into the corners, because obviously there's water, and water is slippy.
Yeah, thanks, Finzo. I would like to, if we can have a look at our race leader here, Magnus Dahlgren, putting a 5-second gap to Daniel Barnett, and Daniel Barnett then a 5-second gap to A. Shun. Could we have a look at Dahlgren? Could we ice by him?
We can.
I think we can. Beautiful. Honestly, we saw Magnus in the last race as well. Once again, I love his Ferrari, beautiful Ferrari. But yeah, he's also extremely consistent, isn't he, Finn? So, I mean, we did see some extreme performance out of him last race. What are you expecting for him this race? Well, what are your 40.
You thinking on Dahlgren or Barnet?
Yeah, Dahlgren.
Sorry.
Talking about Dahlgren, and you're like, yeah, which one? No, Dahlgren. Dahlgren.
Definitely, like Dahlgren did fall victim to. I don't know whose fault it was. I'm not sure it was anyone's fault, but he got very unlucky last race, and I think he's definitely looking for retribution for what happened last week to see if he can get a good result out of it. For now, he's looking all right. He's managed to gap Barnet by 5.3 seconds, so that's good. As he is coming now into turn 2, he just looks like he's in ultimate control of that car. And he's looking ultimate consistency machine at the moment. And I think he isn't going to make a mistake. Problem with Barnet. Like, I disagree with what you were saying earlier. Last race, it was the mistakes that killed him.
Yeah, but he had...
He made one mistake, and then they just kept coming one after the other, after the other, after the other.
See, before the mistakes, he was extremely consistent.
Before the mistakes, he was extremely consistent, but it's just keeping your head after you make a mistake, you know. Well, when I make a mistake, it's very hard to get back in that mental state to just, like, forget that it all happened and just carry on as you were before, because, well, it is just so much more difficult mentally, and it's just really a mental game with these long races to make sure you stay in the right mindset, because if you go in with the wrong mindset, you know, it's... you'll lose. You need to have the right mindset to win. And as soon as he had that first incident, I think that mindset went out of his head and he just couldn't get it back. Although he is slowly catching Dahlgren, we may be seeing a battle in the next few laps or so. But we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
Have a look.
I hope, for the love of God, that Barnet can keep it together, because I do want to see a battle for P1. You know, nothing against him. That's not what I was trying to get out of it. I want him to catch up, and I want to see a battle. I want to see him win. I want to see both people win, actually, from P1 and 2, because I want retribution. I want them to get that top spot, because he was just stolen from them last race, and I know that they would want to.
My thing of Daniel is that Porsche is extremely hard to stay consistent in. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but I mean, Finzo, if we could have a look at, I think it's Budgecheck and Godzilla here in a second. See, people are talking about that as well. Yeah, honestly, but Daniel, I don't know if it's his car or whatnot, but like, I don't know, something just the consistent. He starts off good, but at the halfway point, Daniel's pace kind of just, I don't say dies off, but you know, he does start struggling, as you said, with the mistakes. He's a good driver, but I'm not quite sure if Daniel can keep it in that way too. I'm going to be honest.
But I think it is. I think that Porsche is burning the tyres, and as they get more worn, his rear tyres becoming more slippy, especially in the rain. That's a lot more deadly, and I think it might be the tyre management that's
killing him.
Yeah, that's killing him. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I'm like, ever since like this operation I had, I just haven't been able to think straight, and I just can't remember words. It's almost like I'm becoming an old lady. It should be alright, like in the next couple of weeks or like next couple of days. I don't know. But...
we'll give you a bit. Yeah, Finzo went in for a big operation, got his ego downsized. Took him 12 hours. It was really bad.
12 hours is a bit of a stretch, but yeah.
I do want to have a look. Okay, so we're referencing. So Godzilla overtook Asian, and Budgecheck now also overtakes Asian, kind of giving Ignacy. I mean, Finzo, this is kind of giving Ignacy, because I mean, to be quite fair, nothing against Shun, but he was kind of holding them up. He didn't have the pace, so I think we might now see Godzilla and Budgecheck chase down Forsberg and Daniel, which means this could be a free car battle for that beautiful P1 and P2. And I'm saying free cars because quite literally free cars are going to be competing.
Yeah, I think so as well. This could be an interesting battle. I'd like to see one where we have like 5 people on the last lap trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. We'd all like to see a battle like that. It would be very good for the broadcast, I can tell you that.
Oh wow, bro, we would be going mad. We would be going mad, man. We would be going mad. People saying the chase cam is bad. You know, guys, we know we tend not to try and use chase cam. Don't worry, it's not our favorite camera angle either. Can we have a look? Can we have a look at Debug? I'm thinking about Debug. I want to have a look at Debug. I want to see how he's doing, what he's up to, what life has been like. Hey, Debug, hi.
Hi.
Or right behind Debug, as door actually goes wide there. Oh, poor door. But yeah, Debug. Honestly, I don't know what to think of Debug. Finzo, I know it sounds bad, but I do not know what to think of Debug, man.
Mm. I think Debug needs to debug those mistakes and get his hair back.
That's my thing. When he gets his head in, he has good pace, but when he starts making mistakes, they really screw him over.
It's a running thing that you see. You make that one mistake and it's difficult to get back into that mental zone, and I think that's a struggle for a lot of the drivers, especially in the rain where mistakes are more prone.
I definitely agree. Yeah, with the mistakes, I mean, honestly, who doesn't make mistakes, right? But the thing is at this type of racing, so I tried something in chat. In this type of racing, you can't really afford to make mistakes, can you? I mean, because if you make a mistake in this, especially in this league, we've seen it become deadly. I'm gonna be cringy and compare it to Rocket League, but like, if you make a mistake, no, but like it's the same aspect as of if you make a mistake, your the guy you're fighting with can really punish you for it, and that's why I honestly think most of these racers probably aren't gonna go for outroll fastest pace, but more for just, as you said, consistency. If you get what I'm saying.
Consistency is key. If you can't put in those fast laps with consistency, you just won't be able to hit that hot spot. Maybe good at qualifying, but so come race day, you'd lose a lot of positions because the people behind you may have lapped slower in qualifying, but they're able to maintain that pace and you're not.
Having a good chat again. People getting a bit handsy about Asian. I've got a comment about Asian saying Asian is an Audi or your resident Norwegian serial killer. I'm quite scared now. I'm scared Shin is going to come kill me in the middle of the night, but you know what? It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Talking about Shin though, this is a good transition. Cetaverian, however you say that, Enzo, he's all over it. Just look at that. I mean, that Bentley is really challenging him. And I haven't seen this out of Christopher. I haven't seen a lot of Christopher. He was kind of, he wasn't really there, if you get what I'm saying. We didn't really see a lot out of him. So, hi, Christopher. How are you? Welcome to the race. Well, it's good to have you. Welcome to the race. I'm excited to see what he does, because he has immense pace, really on the back of Shun there. Really, really.
You've got static from your microphone.
Do I?
Yep.
Still there?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second.
Technical difficulty, stand by.
Is it still there?
Yep.
Seriously?
It's like I don't know, like a buzzing kind of sound when you speak.
Hello?
Buzz. Yep, still got it.
Give me a sec. I'm just going to test it real quick. Okay, so we can confirm I do have a buzz. Give me a second. Plug on my mic. Actually, plug on my wheel. Okay, can I get a mic check?
It's alright now. It's all gone.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was. Probably just Discord bugging out, because it was fine. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's fine. Just tell me if it starts again. Okay, but see, actually, Ian Sim talks as well. There. Ian. Hi, Ian. Haven't seen you in a long time. Okay, let's have a look. Who can we have a look at, Finzo? Who can we have a look at? Who's there? David Dorr? No.
If you have a look at Oliver Curtin, bear in mind...
Yes.
Bear in mind, he is currently the championship leader as it stands. If we have a look where Plate is, actually. Let's have a look at Plate. I want to see where Plate is.
See, Oliver, he's leading the championship, but he's been struggling the past 2 races, hasn't he?
I think he's been... Yeah, that point gap has just been coming down, and now It's to the point where he needs to perform, otherwise his chance of winning the championship is just running away from it.
See what happens. Maybe, you know, after this race, he could have some troubles. He could
Bear in mind,
have
as it stands, Ignacy Buchek would be able to take the lead of the championship by the end of the race, if it
easily.
stands.
Easily. That's not even like a... Oh, actually, talking about Ignacy, him and Godzilla have now both... Oh! As Jay Forsberg spins, and now Ignacy and Godzilla are both free to chase down Daniel Barnett and Magnus Dahlgren.
I'm just going to get a replay on that incident there. I want to see what happened on the exit of the corner. I'm not sure if he just span or he took too much curb or...
Looking decent, looking decent, looking decent. Looking decent, looking decent, looking decent.
Oh, so he just came into the corner and just took it a bit too hard. Thankfully, Godzilla and Buchek were able to avoid him because he was right on the apex. But, you know, it's not a mistake he ought to be making. Hopefully he can get his head down and be able to get back up the grid, but... We'll
I honestly, Finn's nothing against him, but he has been losing quite a bit of time. So we'll see. Maybe, you know, maybe something happens, but I'm not quite... nothing against Forsberg, of course, but yeah, it's hard, man. With people like Butchcheck and Godzilla and Dahlgren and Daniel up there, it's tough. It's tough to you know, stay up there in the top 5, man. It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard.
I'm just admiring how Christopher is just able to stay on that bumper. He's just been glued to the rear bumper of Shun in that BMW. It's like he just wants that BMW sticker off the rear of the car. You're trying to steal it.
You know what we'll do? If you can, for the next lap, as we go into the final corner here, let's take one full onboard lap with Christopher Tapp. Can we get a full onboard? One full onboard lap of him?
It would be nice if I could remember which onboard camera it was.
That could. Is there any other? Maybe a dash cam? Is there a dash cam-ish? Oh, is he going for a move? Is he going for the move? Does he make it stick? Come on, come on.
That's the dash cam. Oh, no, there we go, dash cam.
Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Wonderful move from Christopher there. We're currently actually looking at what he's seeing. We were. But yeah, we're going to take one full lap here with him just to kind of get you guys an idea of what these racers have to go through. I mean, beautiful move there.
Static again, by the way. That was a different kind of noise.
Give me a sec.
As we can see those, we just look, you can see how technical this track is. It's definitely one of the more technical tracks on the calendar, I would say, because a lot of these corners just take so much skill to take all the pace out of. You know, it's one thing trying to get around the track, but it's also another thing trying to be fast and find the limit, especially in the rain, as most of the drivers haven't been practicing in the rain, as we've heard. You know, it takes a lot of adapting, and the limit is much different. I can hear you now.
Is it fixed?
It is fixed.
I have a slight feeling it's my fan. I'm going to turn my fan on again, and we'll see how long it takes it to trigger something else, okay? Let's have a look.
Interesting.
Okay. Turn it on. Do you hear anything?
No.
Okay. I mean, it does sound like my fan is sweating, but you know what? That's fine. Even if it blows up, it's fine.
Yep. It blows up. No, I can't see anything wrong there.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, honestly,
seat never blow up.
But honestly, seat never. As you said, honestly, what these drivers have to go through. Sorry, I didn't hear a piece of what you said there because, you know, mic issues, technical difficulties. But you know, just having that on board, we'll go off it here in a second. But having that on board with Christopher, that should have really given you guys an idea, kind of what these drivers have to go through. I mean, you know, especially in these wet conditions. Wet night races are probably they're my favorite, but you know, not necessarily, you know, good favorite, if that makes sense. You know, it's extremely hard for a driver. You know, the fact that it's night. Oh, does he go for a move? I think he does. I think he does. Come on, can he make it stick? And oh no, contact with Forsberg again.
Outside.
That's the Forsberg again. That's the second time Forsberg has now had contact with other drivers. It honestly, I'm not saying Forsberg is doing it on purpose, don't get me wrong, but Forsberg might have a bit of an investigation after this on his hands.
He
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
needs to keep his head down and just, don't
Yeah.
get don't gain the attention of the stewards.
Please no Punterino, Forsberg. Please no Punterino. But as you said, these drivers, they have to go through hell. I mean, the spray, the darkness, other headlights just absolutely blinding them. So yeah, honestly, well done to all the drivers who are currently racing. I think we were asked in the previous stream to cut down the interview times a bit. So we are still gonna have interviews, but just not as long. We'll only ask them two free questions. But yeah, honestly, I would love Finzo. I don't know about you, man, but I want to know what these guys are thinking, because this is getting interesting now. This is getting interesting.
Yeah, it's getting down to the business. Let's get
Let's get
down.
down. Let's get down, bro. That wasn't even planned. I would just like to tell everyone that was not planned. He just said this.
Ignacy Buchek is losing a bunch of time there after the gap. I think Christopher gone off. I want to get a quick 10-second replay on that. I want to see what happened. It's just like gap just went. I'm not sure if it was a software bugging. I don't think anything happened there. We just lost a bunch of time. Buchek is still P4. It's just that gap has gone up to like 6 seconds.
Yeah, might have just been. Yeah, no, I think it was
Might just been the software. Okay.
Yeah, might have been the software. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but you're gonna see. So he's 5 tenths away from Godzilla, really keeping it close, and then Godzilla is 19 away from Daniel. I think that gap has closed. I'm not quite sure, but I think that gap has closed down. So I think Godzilla and Ignacy are both making up good time, which is good. I think the sooner they get up there, Finzo. I mean, preferably for them if they can get up there before pit time, before the pit opens. I think that's their ideal at this point, because if they can get there before the pit opens, they have a decently good chance of actually winning this race.
Yeah. The higher you can get, obviously the easier it is, the closer you are to becoming P1. But that during the pit stops, you need that track position, because if you end up losing time in the pits, you end up losing less track position, you end up losing less time because of it. So you're just minimizing the damages, I suppose, if you do make a mistake. That shouldn't be what the drivers are thinking, but it just gives that extra safety cushion in case you do.
But
It's
like,
the safest strategy.
sorry, I wasn't interrupting you. I was genuinely clearing my voice because it's for some reason I've got like something in my voice. Sorry, Finzo. I do apologize. Yeah. No, seriously, you guys are gonna hear me do that a lot. I've honestly got something in my voice. It's irritating me. It's genuinely irritating me. I might need to go grab a pill here in a second. But you know what? I'm just gonna turn off. As I was saying, right, previously, Daniel is good, so good that he's overtaken Magnus. But Finzo, could this be another strategy from Magnus to save his tires, save everything, and then the last 3 laps he just goes ham, overtakes the whole field, and just wins?
That is a genuine strategy, and I think obviously the longer you can preserve those tyres because they're not changing them during the pit stops, the more ability you're going to be able to push, the safer it's going to be, the less likely you are to spin. You have the ultimate advantage on the last couple of laps of the race, where everyone else's tyres are dying, they're struggling to keep it on the track, and you can focus on the driving rather than them just trying to focus on not dying. It's definitely a very good advantage to have, and I think it's the right call coming into the pit stop.
Apparently, we missed the Ferrari who died at turn 1. Not quite sure what happened there. I've quite literally got people in the chat just calling these stuff. So we have like the little spotters all around the track, Finzo. People just calling in with what's happening. Finzo, I have a question. Do you have the lap times up there, or do I have to grab Pitwall Live real quick?
Best lap times.
Best and previous. I'll grab it.
No, I have.
Okay, can we maybe have a look at Daniel and Magnus's lap times?
If you have a look at Daniel's, he's been able to lap 3/10 a lap quicker than Dahlgren as his best lap, but you can see that in previous laps they're around about the same at 1:53.1. So it's definitely the 1 lap pace does favour Barnett, but he just isn't be able to hold that fast pace. He has 1 or 2 quick laps, but then it's just straight back to the slower pace that, I don't know, he's equaling the pace of his competitors, but with those good laps he's able to extend the gap, and hopefully he can stay out of the mistakes, which is what killed him last time, because that's not bad to have the gap. But you know, there is room for improvement if you can't hold that higher pace.
I do want to ask real quick, because I do know we have Charger. I'm not quite sure Charger is in the race, so I don't think we have the pit wall up, actually. Sorry, Finzo, I'm not disregarding you. I was just having a look. I don't think the pit wall is actually up, unfortunately, everyone. We'll get a confirmation about that from Charger here in a second. He'll probably send me a message or type me a very angry letter and send it into my email. Honestly,
Yeah, we don't have pit wall. Pit wall is down.
Is it down? Okay.
Is it dead?
Magnus, yeah. Honestly, Finzo, that gap to Magnus and Daniel now almost 7 seconds. Magnus isn't pacing. He isn't showing his true pace. I mean, gap between Magnus and Godzilla already down to 11 seconds. So, oh no, okay, wait. So
Sorry,
what I'm
I
saying,
just want to notice here that Binnisley, even though he is really far down the back of the grid, has just set his best personal lap for 1:52.9, which then would put him in between P1 and P2 in terms of lap time.
see, he can keep the pace. Binnersley has the
He
pace.
has the pace.
Finzo, apparently pit wall is up.
I'm clicking on it and it doesn't seem to be working. So
apparently to Charger it's up. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna
my mouse cursor says different.
My mouse cursor says different. But honestly, yeah, Magnus isn't showing his true pace. I've accepted that fact now. He's holding off. It's gonna be fun to see what happens with Magnus. But yeah, no, Finzo, I've come to a definite conclusion now. Magnus is holding off. He's saving. That's not even a question.
Yeah. You could already see he's 1/10 down this previous lap time, and I think he is holding back those tyres. He's 1 second down now. I'm not sure if something happened through the previous corner, but he's definitely holding back. I think he's not showing his true pace, which he's shown us before.
As we do see now, what was it? The pit window is fully open, so people can now pit, or what do they do in F1? Box. Finzo, I have just gotten the okay. Well, okay, just for the record, Charger. Sorry guys, Charger's one of the league admins. Just for the record, Charger, it wasn't working on our side. Finzo, you are now going to receive a link to the pit wall. I hope your mouse cursor accepts this one. But yeah, apparently we're just stupid. Apparently we're just stupid freezing the app, I guess. I don't know, man.
Pitwall.exe is now working.
Pitwall.exe has suddenly decided to start working. Oh, I love this, man. I love this. Okay. Finzo. If you had, okay, so it's working for everyone except us. This is rigged, man. This is rigged. I'm calling cheating. This is rigged. Finzo, if we can have a look at, well, not really a look, but more of a discussion. Ignacy and Godzilla both early into the pits. Daniel staying out. My question to you, Major Finzo, is if you had to choose a top 3, right? So podiums between the top 10 racers currently. Who are you putting in that top 3? In order of P1 to P3?
I think Godzilla's definitely in a league of his own in terms of how he's holding back.
Oh, Ignacy jumped him. I think.
Look, as I say that, yes, Ignacy has jumped him in the pits. Ignacy has been able to get ahead of Godzilla as he now hasn't updated on my side, but he's definitely ahead. I can see he's ahead.
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just typing to someone real quick. Okay. Okay, so we now see. Wait. Where have they gone down to? Wait, I miss. What position? Okay, there are P9, P7.
Godzilla's down. There we go.
I'm blind. There it is. Okay, so Ignacy and this Finzo I think this might be what Ignacy needs. This might be the one thing he's been wanting, because now, once all those cars ahead of him pit, which they have to in the next lap, by the way, because they won't make it around for another one, I have a slight feeling that Ignacy now has free reign to just run onto Dahlgren and Barnett and just kind of be like, yo, what's up? I'm here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because he's been stuck behind Godzilla for the majority of the race. He just hasn't had that majority pace advantage to be able to get past him, because in those overtaking zones, he just hasn't been able to get close enough. Godzilla's been very good with his defending, but not very good on the pit strategy, we see, because Ignacy's been able to jump him. That's one thing Ignacy's been very good at, is getting ahead of people at the pits, because that definitely won him a couple positions in Laguna Seca as well. So I think pit strategy is definitely, or getting in and out of the pits quickly, is definitely one of Ignacy's strengths.
Honestly, I've already told Ignacy and Oliver both, but hey, if anyone in this league, preferably Ignacy, Godzilla, or Oliver, or Dahlgren, if you guys need a race engineer, hit me up, man. I know a guy. That guy's me, but hit me up. So we are. Oh no! Actually, wait. Okay, sorry. Oh my word. Okay, so I just looked at the league chat, and people were I think this was at the start of the race, right? But no, actually, this wasn't a start. Sorry, this is currently happening now. Wait, where's Oliver? Can we? Wait, Finzo, can you go over to Oliver Curtin?
We can. He's in the pits.
Is he still in the race?
I can't click on it.
So I'm gonna censor this a bit just so it's family friendly. But currently in the league chat we have Oliver saying second race in a row that I'm thrown hard into the wall before even reaching turn 1. Don't know what happened. I forgot to save the replay, but this time there will be a report. Sorry, need to vent. We then had someone replying saying, "I'm sure it'll go away and cool down in a minute, but F me, why don't people listen to Rigel?" He's one of the admins. And he said, "Vent away, Curtis," and I know the feeling. Oliver then continued saying, "Got then tapped a second time at the end of the first lap in a yellow zone. I know the game does not look for overtakes on the yellow, but still, what happened?" And he does mention someone there. Yeah. This race, Finzo, I think as we said, it has been close.
But it has definitely been eventful. I saw it. That must have been him then that got wiped out into the pit wall that we noticed on the start.
Poor Oliver, man. I mean,
on the restart.
Oliver and Binnersley both have had shit races. Really, honestly, just not going. I mean, those are the guys who are really, supposed to be leading the pack, and they just unfortunately aren't. It's yeah, I don't know, man. These types of race, I know it's racing, but it's kind of unfair, for someone as that caliber just getting yeeted into the wall, when they're not supposed to be there. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I might add that Dahlgren is all the way down to P6 currently after his pit stop, which makes Ignacy P2, which I'm very surprised at. I'm not sure what happened to Dahlgren there, but he's fallen back a fair amount. He's in P6 currently, sitting about 1.7 seconds behind Jazz Forsberg. Do you know what happened?
He could have maybe had a repair going, as you saw in the previous race. I mean, there was a bit of contact off the first start of the race, so maybe it was a repair. Not quite sure. We'll ask him. We can ask him after. We'll send him a DM. We'll ask him. But I did just Finzo. If you have a look at at the 30-minute weather forecast, it is actually lightening up. It is actually lightening up.
In 30 minutes, we are projected to have light rain. Which means I'm
not saying it's gonna go dry, but I am saying it's gonna get hard in the wet tires.
There's a chance. I think definitely in the event that the track does dry up quite quickly, drivers are then going to have to contemplate when to get on those dry tyres, because if you take it one lap early or one lap late, there's loads of time to be lost or gained, and I think that definitely lies. That strategy is core to winning the race, and I guarantee the person that gets it right in like the top 10 or whatever, the person who gets it best, they're probably going to be near the top or leading the race. you can lose tens of seconds.
No, I do agree. I do definitely agree. And I mean, that's the thing about racing like this. It's hard to explain. I think you explained it the best. I'm not even going to try and add to that. You explained it at best. I'm not going to even try and add to that. Yeah, I'm just going to agree with that, because I don't think there's anything I could add to that would make it better. So in the rare chance that I'm going to stop talking, this is the one time I'm not going to add anything. This might be a 1 in a million moment. Finzo, yeah, no, well done. I don't even think I can add anything to
I don't
that,
think
man.
I explained it too well.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't add anything that'll explain it better. So we're just gonna leave it there.
We'll just roll with it.
I
I'm still a
would
bit
like.
off it. I haven't gained my ego back. I still.
Oh, fuck. I mean, it's good, but I mean,
I still
I'll
can't
comment say
formulate sentences brilliantly.
Finzo. I don't want to read this in front of the stream, but if you can do me a favor and have a look at the league chat, I think you might find it interesting. I'll commentate for a bit if you want to. Yeah, if you want to have a look at the GT2021 Season 2 league chat, you might want to have a look at that. I'm not going to read in front of the stream because there are a few naughty words in there. But I think that you'll find that a bit entertaining. I'll commentate for a bit. We see here down into one of the last turns here, Dahlgren now going past Jay Forsberg. Jay Forsberg, of course, he's had quite a few incidents with the other cars, unfortunately. Hopefully he can stay out of that. But yeah, Dahlgren, amazing racer from him as well. After Finzo's done reading there, we'll probably I would like to get a camera on C. Tavarian Christopher. I'm just gonna call him Chris. Would like to get a camera on Chris because he's racing his own race as well. Really doing good. Looking down the leaderboard. Actually, well, there's Chris. There's Chris. Look at Chris. You can see Chris. Meow. Meow.
I who you were talking about. I thought I was looking for an actual Chris and not Christopher.
No, Christopher. Did he read what they were saying?
I can't find the channel.
Wait. Actually, do you have access to it?
I don't think I have
no.
access to it.
Oh, you don't. Wait. Okay, I'll just send you a screenshot. Okay, but seriously though, Finzo, top 10. Is this what we expected?
I think
At
there's
the start-
definitely a few names absent that we
Who do
would
you
have liked in the championship. Obviously we're missing Binnersley, but we're also missing Plate as well. I'm not sure if he came to this race. I haven't seen him on the
Oliver as well.
leaderboard.
Is Oliver
And
still in the pits?
Oliver is still in the pits. I think he's confirmed dead.
Okay, so we'll call him a retiree. I'm going to assume that he's retired. But yeah, honestly, this race, it's brought up drama. I think this race has definitely fired people up. But it's such a hard race as well, if you get what I'm saying. It's Finzo in these types of races. And I mean, listen, you've done endurance races as well. I kind of want your opinion. What's kind of okay? Oliver is out. Oh, poor Oliver, man. Not as few races. But for this Finzo, my thing is in these races, if you get hot-headed in these races, right? How do you, I mean, you always say, keep your head down and, get in the rhythm again, but how do you actually do that? I mean, because as we see, people really getting upset because, they feel like it wasn't their fault, especially, with these chain collisions that we've seen a few of. How do you actually keep your head down and, just try and focus again? What do you do?
Instead of just don't focus on what's gone around you, just focus on nailing those corners, nailing those curbs and exits, because that's what's going to get you the time and that's what's going to help you get into the rhythm. You just don't think about anything else. Of course, if someone is like right in your rear mirror, then you may have to pay attention to them, but try to pay as little attention as possible because you just want to focus your eyes on what's ahead of you and you don't really want to be looking at what's behind you because that's time you're not looking in front of you. I know I've said that like the same 3 words like 3 times in that sentence, but it's all about just focusing on what you're doing and not what other people are doing.
Yeah. No, I can get behind that. Debug also retired out of the race. I'm not quite sure I'm not quite sure if you can have a look at the bottom of the leaderboard. I think we do have a few retirees. Finzo, I'm not quite sure if you would be able to have a look at that for us.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Nate Newcomer. Nate Newcomer. Yeah.
newcomer as
Nate.
well. What happened with Nate? Poor Nate, man. Poor Nate. No, wait, is he
No,
retired?
no,
Because he's flashing his light.
he's just sitting
Yeah.
in the pits, but he's like right at the back, and
Yeah, okay.
it's out of the pit window. So I think he's
Probably call him retired then. Probably call him retired. I'm gonna have a look as well. So at the bottom, RWB Madly think he is retired. So I'm having a look at like the bottom. I'm looking at all of the people who are like really at the bottom. Miko Sky, Pinpoint, Oliver, David Dorr, Debug, Nate. Those are all in the pits. So I'm not quite sure how many of them are retired, but if that's scary, Finzo, that so many people can retire during a race like this. I mean, this is a league race, if you get what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
wow. It's scary to see that many retirees in a well, you know, at least people in the pits in a league race. You know, when it isn't like a pit window. That's scary. That is quite scary. Now, Finzo, we might need to start taking our sunglasses, even though it isn't day. Even though it isn't day, because everyone, if we have a look at the,
In
if
30
we
minutes, we will be dry.
we
There
will
will
be
be
dry.
no more raining. Well, it will be no more raining.
So
This could really start the race here.
this could stir up the race because this could, I mean, people like Rick Binnersley, he could, you know, come back even, or you know, not come back, but he could gain a few positions off something like this. Because I mean,
Bear in mind, he is 2 laps down. I think he would definitely be able to get some pace out of it. He may be able to gain some places, but it's all about timing that pit stop to go to the dry tyres as best you can.
see, the thing is, my question is actually for the league, when does the pit window then open? Or does it open anytime they want to because it's going dry?
It's just, I think it's just whenever.
Ask, okay, you know what, Charger, if you could have a look at, you know, if you could maybe type us an answer, I would appreciate. But yeah, honestly, I would like to watch that. I would like to kind of get a bit of information on how that's gonna work. See what the league kind of requires. But yeah, that's gonna shake up. I mean, you know, Ignacy currently Finzer, do you have the gap between Ignacy and Daniel for us? Do you have that gap?
Ignacy and Daniel, I'm pretty sure it's about 20 seconds.
20
If I'm
seconds.
not mistaken. Like,
So,
yeah,
no,
19.8 seconds.
19.8 seconds. Okay, so if Ignacy could theoretically catch Daniel before before they go dry, this race could change
Yeah,
immensely.
on lap-to-lap pace, Vucek is actually lapping. Well, last lap he was 5/10 faster. He set a 51.9, and Daniel Barnett only able to set a 52.4. So he will be closing in, and I think over the time we have, over the next 25-30 minutes, he will be able to close in that gap, and hopefully with correct pitter strategy, he'll be able to pass Barnett or have a battle. Bear in mind, Godzilla is only 5.5 seconds behind him. If he nails it, he'll be able to overtake Ignacy. So it's literally whoever nails the pit strategy is who's going to have the best chance to win this race.
Yeah, and I do agree. I do. Well, I mean, Godzilla could also pull something out of the bag. Give me a second here, Finzer. Sorry, but with it going dry, I'm talking to I'm talking to Charger right now. Oh, so I've asked the question: with it going dry, are they allowed to switch to dry tires? Because we don't actually have an answer on that yet. I hope they are, because if they aren't allowed to switch on to dry tires, that's gonna be.
Oh, you should be able to. I can't think of any reason why.
Imagine the last 10 minutes of this race, how that's gonna be.
That would be very interesting.
That'll be very interesting. Number 63 going off there in sector 2 looks like. Not quite sure what happened there. They can pit any time, but only that 5 minutes. Oh, okay. So yes, I can switch. Okay, so so the drivers can pit any time they want, but only in the halfway they can actually, you know, fill up and release fuel.
Yeah.
So, Finzo, as a racer, right? You've heard the weather forecast. You've heard, you've seen what it could be. If you're, let's say, Ignacy right now, right? You're Ignacy, okay? Do you go for the early stop and try and undercut Daniel, or do you go extended and hope the track is wet enough, go a few laps extra, and then go in?
It literally just lies on what he decides, obviously. Like, you can't choose to undercut him. You're not focused on what he does, you're focused on what the conditions are like and what's the best tyre. Because you may have an instance where it's really wet in the first sector or the first couple of corners, but then for the rest of the track it's dry and only wet in certain parts. At that point, so when it gets to the point where the car is starting to feel loose and it's starting to feel like it's on rails, on ice, that's
The point
when
where
you start, when you have no longer have rain on your windscreen, you still have to wait for the track to dry out, and it's when the stagnant water, the standing water, starts to dry off, and you don't see that on the track anymore. It's just all about timing and what tyre you believe will be the best in that situation. But yeah, you're not focused on what the other person does, you're not focused on undercutting or overcutting. All you're doing is just what you think is the best tyre for the current track conditions.
But see, yeah, because, I mean, we have someone, Stefan Tunstall, saying in chat, last 15 minutes will be dry, but I think I'd risk it and stay on wet tires. Track will take long to go from wet to greasy. Wet tires do fine on a drying track. But see, the thing is, Stefan, not having anything against you, but the thing is with ACC especially, it's so unpredictable because sometimes the track goes dry, over 30 minutes. Well, not 30 minutes, but, over quite a long time, Finzo. And then other times goes dry in 5 minutes.
Just bear in
So
mind, we're sitting in the night, we have no sun that's evaporating the water. So that track may stay wet for a lot longer, and I think it would take a very long time, I would agree, for it to dry up. So you may have a situation where it's no longer raining, but wet tyres may last you to the end of the race, and some people may pit for dry tyres, but it's just all about who pits at the right time, and you lose time from the pits, but are you going to gain that time back on the dry tyres?
you know what, this is gonna get interesting. Everyone, when we said this race was gonna get interesting, I'm telling you, last 15 minutes, Finzo, this is gonna change up the whole game, isn't it? We couldn't expect this. We thought this was gonna be a full wet race, but looks not. Looks not, folks. Looks not. Still can't get my sunglasses out though.
I think we may have a dry racing line develop, but I think there'll still be a lot of standing water off the line, off the racing line, and I think as soon as you go off that, especially in dry tyres, you're going to be dead. And that's just going to make it even harder for overtaking, which makes the aim of the game more on pit strategy. So I honestly think it could go either way, but I'm starting to think that it may not dry out in time, and wet tyres may stay optimal for the rest of the race.
My thing is, right, is with the times, what I'm currently thinking is because it's more of a smooth transition. So, in the last 5 minutes of the race, your tires could severely overheat and cause you to spin, right? Versus someone who, maybe puts on those dry tires, if you get what I'm saying. So, it's so weird, man. This is honestly one of the weirdest situations I've ever been. Well, one of the most awkward, race situations I've ever been in. Trying to kind of deliberate that. That's so weird. Finzo, we should have more of these. Someone's saying Barnett has this in the bag if you can handle the transition. But see, that's the thing is how do you handle that transition? Do you go over to wets? Do you stay on wets? Do you go over to dries? What do you do? Finzo, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what Daniel, Ignacy, and Godzilla are gonna do, but whatever they're gonna do, I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait.
Yeah, it just all matters on the conditions.
Imagine we just see an amazing strategy from Rick Binnersley and just he takes P1 out of the bag. Takes P1.
If that happens, I will buy you F1 2021.
Come on, Rick, man. Come on, Rick. Counting on you. Come on, Rick. You can do this. No pressure. No pressure at all. Good result for him. Yeah, I do definitely think. I think Daniel can definitely. Finzo, I think you'd agree with me. You like Daniel, probably because it's English.
I
Is
do like
Daniel
Daniel.
English? I assume that Daniel
It's
is
an
English.
English name.
He might not. Imagine he's American.
No.
Then you like an American. Can you believe that? The English actually like. Finzo actually likes an American for once in his life. Um, oh my word! Oh, we're gonna get, bro. We're gonna get fired, man. As if the last time wasn't enough, we're gonna get fired again. That gap from Daniel between Ignacy, is it going up or down, Finzo? I haven't really
It's
been
going down
monitoring.
very slowly. It
Going
was
down.
19 seconds 1 or 2 laps ago, and it's gone down to 18.1. It's
Okay.
not closing as quick as we might want it to, or need it to have a battle at the end of the race. But for now, I think Ignacy just needs to focus on the pace and to get close to him. And all Daniel needs to think is just holding or maintaining the fastest pace he can, whilst not making any mistakes.
I have just gotten Finzo. I have bad news for you, but I've just gotten a word of Charger saying, "Just hold on while I disqualify everyone except Rick." So yeah, Finzo, sorry, he might be a bit screwed here, man. Might be a bit screwed here. Thank you. We just want to, thank the RWB team for, sponsoring my F1, basically. Do appreciate. Oh, I love, man. Oh, I love these guys. Oh, wow. Honestly, though, can I just say, Finzo, I know we always say this, spilled my coffee. Oh, I love this. Someone in the chat just spilled their coffee when they heard that. But yeah, honestly, Finzo, I know we say this every race, but in these conditions, well done to the drivers. I think I'm gonna dive in bits into the F1 type of stuff here. But would you want to choose a driver of the day, or actually no? Would you want to choose a driver of the night, Finzo?
Driver of the night.
Driver of the
Honestly, I
night.
think we've got to go with Ignacy again, because bear in mind he's in P3 in the championship, meaning that he started all the way back in P23, and he's all the way back into P2. How quickly he managed to carve through the field
That
at
was
the early
amazing.
part of the race, like straight away, like in 3 laps, he managed to get up to P8, and I think that's just incredible, and he definitely deserves credit for that.
Yeah. No. Okay. You know what? Ignacy, driver of the night. Honestly, I do think if we could maybe I think if you guys want to see something like that, where the commentators choose a driver of the day, or maybe even have a chat vote, that could be fun. We can decide a driver of the day. That could be fun. I don't know if you guys want to do something like that, everyone in chat, but I think that could be fun. Definitely suggest that to the admins. Charger, Nate, take those. Finzo, is your Discord stream frozen as well?
Mine isn't. I couldn't see it fine.
Huh.
It's just your crappy South African internet.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've totally lost view. Charger says get in some of the fights at before end. Okay, so Finzo, have a look at the back end. As I said, I cannot see anything. It's weird. Yeah, I can't see a live stream. It's weird. Finzo, I'll just leave you commentating here for a few laps while I try and fix this.
Okay, folks. We're not looking at any sort of position change here. However, Bluecheck has been able to close that gap down for an 18.1 to a 17.4 in that previous lap. So he's definitely 7/10 faster than Daniel Barnett with a 51.7. So we're definitely looking like he's picking up the pace and he's being able to catch Daniel Barnett a lot quicker. And maybe we'll be able to see him catch up by the end of the race. But that gap is so big, we're just going to have to wait to see if it does happen.
I do think. I hope it does happen. Quick question, Finzo, what's your ping on Discord?
My ping on Discord, I think, is still 13. It is.
Sorry, everyone, we are having some.
I've got like 11.
Sorry, everyone. The South African is having technical issues. I can't see the stream. I cannot see the stream for the life of me.
I have an idea.
What? Do we ask? Do we ask them for a region? Oh wait! Oh yes, you could stream you watching the stream of the. Oh yes, that word. Inception.
I'm big smart. IQ 1000.
Well, I am going to send a screenshot of this in the in one of the channels so you guys can see currently what I'm having to look at here.
You can't just go full screen.
I am. Okay. I'm back. Finza, what were you talking about?
I
Here?
was just talking about how Ignacy has been able to pick up the pace. His last lap he's at 59.0, and
Honestly,
Barnett that lap's at a 51.7, so he's lapping a lot faster now. That gap down all the way to a 16.3, so I'm pretty sure it's a 1 second he managed to get that last lap. Ignacy setting a 150.0, and Daniel Barnett setting a 151.9. That's 1.1 seconds.
damn. Okay. Ignacy might be picking up the pace here. I have a slight feeling Ignacy is picking up the pace. Slight feeling. Maybe that's just me, but slight feeling. I think let's go a bit down on the grid. Someone we haven't really given a lot of attention to, Xavier Eugene. Can we have a look at him?
Xavier Eugenie. Where has he gone?
He's
There,
17. There he is.
there he is.
Decent race from him as well. Unfortunately, not in the top 10, but decent race from him. He's been, from what I've seen, being decently consistent. Currently chasing down the NSX of M. Owl. I could have said Mal. I think that would have worked. But Ignacy, honest. Oh, sorry, not Ignacy. We're talking about Ignacy so much now. Xavier, good race from him. He's honestly Xavier's kind of been one of those characters where he's kind of been in the background. Last race as well, Finzo. I think he's kind of there. He's not like really in your face, but he's like there. If you get what I'm saying.
He's not like highlighting, but he's definitely kind of like the underdog. That he's just out of sight, but he's just performing quite well.
Yeah, I think that's I think at this point, I'm once again I'm not quite sure how much experience these guys has, but I think for Xavier, I think this is kind of a good learning curve because he can kind of chill in like the mid type of pack, and just kind of get his pace, and then hopefully for him, one day he can really pick up the pace and go for it. I think for a lot of drivers it is like that. They're kind of just I think the people who are at the back tend not to be as experienced. Well, I mean, at the end of the race, of course, because start of the race, it's reverse grid. The guys at the back are the most experienced. But I think at this point, a lot of these drivers, Finzo, who just maybe just got into this league or whatnot, I think they're kind of just trying to find themselves, trying to find pace, and then over time, I think they're all kind of hoping to get in the big leagues, to really step it in, to the type of pace that Ignacy and Hunod has.
Obviously, that kind of pace comes in practice and experience. The more experience you have, the more you're going to be able to predict what the car's going to be able to do and predict when you're going to lose the grip, where's the limit. And I think that experience just comes into play in a situation like this when you're trying to time the correct compound. And we just have a car backwards on this side of the barrier. We're just going to ignore that ever happened, just gloss over that.
I think that was Shepard. I think that was Kay Shepard. Yeah, I think that was Kay Shepard there in his Audi. It looked like, at least. Looked like an Audi. I mean, I have nothing against Audi drivers, but all I'm saying is the Audi might not be my favorite car out of all of them. Maybe that's just me, but personally, I might just not like the Audi. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pre-check able to get another 4/10 off Daniel Barnett. Sitting at 51.0 for him and a 51.4. Barnett has definitely been slowing down, and I think I'm a bit concerned for him in terms of his pace, because I'm not sure, that he's going to be able to.
Barnett might have used all his tires and fuel as well. Fuel is also something we do have to consider. I do want to say sorry if it does feel for you guys. If we are kind of focusing on the top field, I think we'll change our camera up in a second. It's kind of just at, during the end of race, usually the last 20-25 minutes, we do tend to focus more at the top of the leaderboard because that's usually where all the action happens, especially the last position battles. So I do just want to apologize. Not that we're favoriting them. It's kind of just generally, people usually like seeing those final battles play out. Ignacy and Godzilla, Finzo, what has happened there? Why is Godzilla 10 seconds behind him?
I think Godzilla was definitely holding Breachek back. He was in his mirror the entire time, and he was just looking for opportunity to overtake, but he just couldn't get close enough because it's such a hard track to overtake, and as soon as he managed to get past in the pit stops, he's just been able to exploit his pace advantage, and I think Godzilla has just fell victim to that.
Because, I mean, if we can have a look at Godzilla, he's currently under attack by Christopher. Chris, he's currently under attack by Christopher Taverian, which is absolutely beautiful. Get a count on that in a second. Which is absolutely beautiful because I said at the start of the race, Christopher has some serious pace, doesn't he? I think I would have loved to see those two Bentleys battle it out, Finzo. I'm going to be honest. I think that would have been beautiful. Two Bentleys battling it out in the last laps. But hey, I don't think that's going to happen right now. But I mean, just look at that. Christopher really just chasing down Godzilla on his butt. I mean, how? I don't want to sound like I'm kind of demoralizing him, but Finzo, I can't remember Christopher being there. Like what? What happened? I can't remember him being like this.
Yeah,
Where did
Christopher, this race has definitely been a bit of a black horse, and he's just right behind Godzilla. He's only 4 tenths behind. I think he can definitely. Yeah, you can see Godzilla's pulling off to the right-hand side of the track just to make sure he can break that slipstream that he has, to try and minimise the gain he has down that straight, because Godzilla knows that down that straight into that braking zone is really the only proper effective place to overtake in this track, and that if he can defend there, he's probably got the position for another lap.
See, now he has to constantly keep doing that lap for lap for lap. That's
Exactly.
scary.
And also going across the track, that's just adding extra distance unnecessarily, which is also allowing him to catch, but at the same time he's denying the slipstream. But he's also wearing his tyres out because he's snappy across the track. So,
That'd be interesting. I want to see what happens
if he does that lap by lap, there's other consequences.
Currently, I am having a good chat, and apparently, me saying an Audi isn't my favorite car is gonna get me banned.
I mean, to be fair, you can't be racist against Audis. The Audi drivers will come in force and just find your home in Africa and just turn on your burglar alarm again.
For those who don't know, my burglar alarm has a tendency to go off when people are not actually burglaring me. It just likes
Could be a
going off.
ghost.
Yeah, could just be a ghost.
It could be the ghost of Babatunde the Fifth.
Oh man, we can't make jokes like that. Oh wow, this YouTube is not gonna like us after this. I would want to say though, 5 minutes, Finzo. Can you believe this? I actually haven't promoted anything for 1 hour and 20 minutes now. Anyways, that's about change. Everyone, I would like to say thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate. Yeah, honestly, please remember to like, subscribe, share, send it to your grandmother, send it to your dog, your cat, your hamster, whoever you want to send it to them. We love having guys in the RWB community, and honestly, it's Finzo. I think we can both agree the few past races have been extremely fun. I cannot wait to have.
The races have been so fun. We've received an email from Raid Shadow Legends telling us if you get Raid Shadow Legends now and use the code RWB Racing, you'll get 20% off in your next gem purchase. Oh, Chris, that's fun.
Oh, Chris, my friend, you were doing
the Raid Shadow Legends comment.
Yeah,
killed him.
I would just want to make it extremely clear. RWB is not in any way sponsored or affiliated with the game or company that manages Raid Shadow Legends. We would just want to make that extremely clear. Just so we do not get removed as commentators. But yeah, seriously though, listen, if any of you want to sponsor us, I know a guy.
He knows the guy, knows the guy.
Yeah, I know a guy, knows a guy. But yeah, seriously though, everyone, thank you guys so much. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. 10 minutes of this race left. Chris is spun. Godzilla now has open air. This is going to be interesting because Finzo, it is now drying up. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Because this is what we were scared of. Because what can either happen now is the top 5 all box for.
Oh, did I just see that? Christopher
What?
is into the box. He's pitted.
He
I don't know.
thinks.
I don't think he's going for the dry tyres. Surely not. I think he's just going for repairs. He may have. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Wait, let's keep our eye on him. Let's
I'll
keep
keep
our
an
eye
eye
on
on
him.
him.
Because if he gets out within 30 seconds, that means he changed tires.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris. I'm not quite sure what happened with Chris. Maybe he's playing another game. We don't know. But I mean, to be quite fair, I don't know. These people are kind of these racers, Finzo. It doesn't look like they're going to want to be pitting. 8 minutes left. How long is the average lap time at? How long do we have for the fastest laps around here currently?
Fastest lap is in the 150s.
150. So just over what? 4 laps? Yeah. Just over 4 laps that they have remaining here, everyone. I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen here because the thing is, do they box and go for tires and hope that in 8 minutes they can make up the time? Or do they
Honestly,
just
I
stay
don't think
out?
there's enough time left to make up the time
Yeah, I don't
after a
think
pit
that's enough
stop.
time.
I mean, the track is damp now, and the rain is starting to subside. But I don't think the track's going to dry out in time to make dry tyres a viable strategy. In fact, we're going to jump on board with Iggesney here, and we're going to jump inside.
Oh, you
We'll get a
you
driver's eye view.
You said Iggesney.
Iggesney. We're going to jump inside the viewer's helmet to get a true driver's eye view of this lap as he catches up to Daniel Bonnet. An exactly 15-second gap there on the relative. That's cool.
Is it like the George Russell and Fernando Alonso?
Yes.
Headcam? Oh my word. Oh my word, man! Come on. But look at the consistency. Ignacy just every single gear.
You can see the precision and how confident he is. He isn't turning in once or twice. He's turning in once.
Yeah, he's
just so confident with the wheel and so confident with the car, and that's kind of what you need. That is just the show of a great driver.
Amazing work from Ignacy. Honestly, even if he doesn't win this, which I doubt he will, but yeah, honestly, amazing from Ignacy. Well done to them both. You know, to Daniel as well, but well done to them both. Godzilla as well. You know, but you know what? The whole grid. Well done. You guys did amazing. We are extremely proud of you. That's honestly this race, Finzo. This had to be I would not. I wouldn't have wanted to do this race. Wet Hungary at night. I would not have wanted to do this race at all. And yet these guys still showed up, still raced, and still are doing the best they can. So well done to them, all these drivers. I would not want to do this ever. See, I like the commentating a bit more, you know, Finzo. You can just kind of sit back, relax, enjoy the show. That kind of vibe, you know, that kind of vibe. That kind of vibe, my brew. Oh, like my brew. Oh, like a. Finzo, who currently holds the fastest lap? Do you know?
The fastest lap, I'm pretty sure, is held by not Daniel Bonnet. It's held by Ignacy Buchek with a 150.3.
That's way too fast to be funny. That's way too fast to even be a
joke. It's fast as fuck, boy.
Oh, that's amazingly fast. Fuck me. Okay, well, I mean, hey.
You know, I'd rather not do that, Jay, to be honest with you. But
we are currently sorry. I've been keeping my eye on this. They are actually, so for everyone currently watching, you might not be watching chat, but currently RWB is planning a 12-hour charity race. It is coming up. I know there's a R Factor 2 race coming up as well. Unfortunately, I do not have enough money in the world to buy R Factor 2. So you guys will probably have other commentators for that, unfortunately. But we are planning a charity stream, so if you guys want to get involved in that, please do join the Discord. Do come race. It's always good racing for a good cause. We always have a ton of fun. So yeah, please, especially when it's for charity, come hop in. It's free. You guys can easily come. It's also fun. Yeah, and as Charge says as well, any info you need, just ask on Discord. It is available. Yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Finzo, only under 5 seconds remaining. Or sorry, 5 minutes remaining, not 5 seconds. Ignacy, unfortunately, not able to catch up to Daniel. Do you think he would have eventually been able to catch up to Daniel if we gave him long enough?
I mean, Daniel Bonnet has definitely picked up the pace again, because we know Ignacy is still lapping very fast with a 51.0, but if we have a look at Daniel Bonnet, it's at a 150.8 last lap. That's very scary. You know, he's been able to pick up the pace again, and he's just as fast as Ignacy, showing that he does have the pace in him, and he's been able to set this for the past couple of laps, where the gap just hasn't been able to come below that 15-second mark. So, props to Daniel. He's been able to pull out the hat.
Honestly, Daniel, well done. I think, as you said, this is the retribution he deserved. He really deserved this. Well done to Daniel. He honestly, yeah, he has a good drive, and coming off last race, I think he just needs this kind of just a reset mentally, Finzo. So I think in the next few races, I do think he's gonna, definitely be finding himself more. But in this race, I am extremely. I'm extremely happy to see him, that he's found his pace as much as he has.
Definitely.
Yeah, really happy for him. Really, really, really happy for them. For him. Sorry, him. My words are also mixed up.
Could be her. Could be a she. Could be an it. Could be an Apache AH-64 attack helicopter. We don't know.
We actually don't know. We don't know, to be quite fair. We do not know. So, Daniel, Ornette, you have had an amazing race. Absolutely amazing race. I love seeing the lap traffic get out of the way like that. That's such good sportsmanship, man. I love seeing that. Just the lap traffic.
I can
just like putting off. I loved just they notice someone fast and they're just like, yeah, it's fine. Go for it. I love that, man. I love that. Well done to the lap traffic. If you've been lapped this race, well done to you too. Well done to you too, man. Well done to you too. 2 minutes 20, Finzo. I think we're going to have one more lap here. Are we?
I think next lap should be the white.
Okay. What we'll do is I think let's go to Ignis. You know what? Actually, let's have a look at Godzilla for a bit. I'll have a look at Godzilla for a bit, and then on the last lap, I think we'll. I think on the last lap we'll keep on Daniel's hood. Not on his hood, but we'll do a lap with Daniel as a bit of a victory lap, as we always do. So let's go down to Godzilla. It's an amazing race from Godzilla as well, Finzo. I mean, you have to agree. He has made one or two mistakes, unfortunately. But in general, well done to him. Well done to him. Who is that behind him?
That is a lap
Rick.
traffic, I believe.
That's Rick Bittersley. And see, my thing with Rick is, Rick should have been right behind Godzilla, but, actually in a position. He should have been in P4, at least. Because look at that, Rick is keeping up with Godzilla. He knows how to do it, man. Hopefully, honestly, for Oliver, for Rick, for, who's the other one? Debug. Hopefully, for them, Finzo, I hope the next race is a bit smoother for them, because they've unfortunately have a bit of a turbulent race, if you get what I'm saying.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, Daniel Barnett is also a caster in Discord, for our information, I just heard. Daniel is also a caster, so we're going to be talking to one of our own. Going to be interesting. He's actually going to be interviewed. He isn't an interviewee anymore. He is an interviewer. I think...
No, he's an interviewee, not an interviewer. You just confused everyone. You've confused yourself.
Oh, have I? Oh, okay. Oh,
no,
he's an interviewee. Yeah, he's an interviewee, not the interviewer. Okay.
Oh, a bit of a moment there, Daniel Barnett. Oh, actually, no. That might have just been the stream lagging for me. I thought he had a bit of a moment where he went sideways, but then he just...
Imagine he spins on the last lap. I would tear myself to shreds. I would tear myself to shreds. That would have... would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear if he was losing grip. It just looked like he was when he was coming across the track.
Scared to crap.
Yeah, but there we go. That is the flag. That is the white flag, meaning that as he come around now, this is the final lap of the race. It comes up to a couple lap traffic. Obviously, if they want that extra lap, they would stay ahead. But if they just want to finish the race here and now, they would just let him past.
Finzo, I do apologize. That was false news, fake news. Daniel isn't a caster. His name in Discord is just Daniel Bennett. So now I feel stupid. Fake news. Charger just fill us with fake news. I'm going to blame that on
Congratulations.
Charger. Charger, I'm not quite sure if you have told them yet, but if we could get them in the lobby. Sorry, I don't know if you've told them yet. If you have, sorry. If you haven't, not sorry.
If you want to just ping the guys we want to interview,
yeah.
do that
Daniel, Ignacy, Godzilla. But yeah, as you Finzo, I'm going to take this if you don't mind. As we go around the last corner here with our race leader, Daniel Barnett. Well done to him. Honestly, well done to him. Absolutely amazing race from him as he crosses the line. Yes, there he is. Crossed the line. Ignacy Budschek right behind him, also on that straight, going to be crossing the line next. We see him. Ignacy going past. I think he just went past. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Just went past. And Godzilla quite a while behind him as well. Just going to. Where's Godzilla? Where's Godzilla? Where's Godzilla? There he is. There he is. Hi, Godzilla. As he gets on the straight as well. Rick Bittersby behind him. Poor Rick, man. Poor Rick. Oh, poor man. Poor man. He should have been up there, but it's fine. We'll definitely we'll talk to him in later times. Rick will come back, and I can't honestly not wait to see him come back again, everyone. Finza, what do you think? Is Rick going to make a comeback?
Rick will make a comeback. He won in Laguna Seca. He proves he has the skills. He will. He will be here.
No, I agree. We see that man right there, Mr. Godzilla. Oh well. Well done, Mr. Godzilla. Well done. What we are going to do is we actually have post-race interviews. I still cannot watch the stream of Bot, which is weird. But we're going to have those post-race interviews with Daniel Barnett, Ignacy, and Godzilla. I think we'll interview Godzilla first, then Ignacy, and then Daniel.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, so let's get them in here. So who's first?
I'll drag them down.
Okay, no. So we'll drag them into the waiting. Drag them into the waiting room real quick. Is this who I think it is?
It's Mr. Daniel Barnett.
Oh, is that Mr. Daniel Barnett?
That's
is that
the one.
Mr. Oh, that's that Mr. Daniel Barnett himself. Daniel, I'm gonna let Finzo talk to you first. Finzo, I know he wanted to do the other way around, but he's already here, and I'm not quite sure if we should just tell him to F off and just give him a bit. I'm not quite sure if we should just tell him we'll interview him later, or if we should interview him now.
I mean, we have the other people in here, so I think we'll do what we were going to do before.
Okay.
You
Daniel,
can take it first.
Daniel, we're going to keep you for a second. I do apologize. Yeah, sorry. You're going to just have to, 5 minutes. Don't worry. I'm going to talk to Godzilla first. Mijel Kai Banks. Kai, good race for you. I think that's at least to say. I mean, were you, no one was expecting the rain. I think that kind of surprised everyone. But
Other than that, it was enjoyable.
Things that impacted you, or do you think that's kind of like the top that he could have gotten at the end of the day?
Everything. I mean, you can't blame anyone, but you get sort of held up a little bit by the slower cars that start ahead of you, and they will defend you to stop you from getting out. And I think for about 5 laps, me and Buchik got slowed down for a little bit there, but other than that, it was no mistakes really.
Hey, I'm glad. Yeah, honestly, I do have to say, from Finns on we were saying, Jon Budschek, really alongside Daniel as well. Daniel, we haven't forgotten about you. You guys all, really had an extremely consistent race. I mean, in the rain at Hungary, it's not easy. So definitely, tip our hats to you guys. It was absolutely amazing seeing you guys do that. Really well done. Really well done. Really performed well. And congrats on the third, man. Really, congrats on the third. Go enjoy it. Take the rest of the night off. I think you've earned it. I do think you've earned it.
He said he was going to come third, so he's right, wasn't he?
No, he's dead. He's dead right, man. He's dead right. I mean, hey, you got what you asked for, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's how that works. That's how that works. Finzo, if you want to lead with Ignacy, I'm not quite sure if Ignacy's here. He's muted. So he might be here. He might not be.
I'm here. I don't think you need to hear me breathing into the mic.
Finza, well, you can lead this one. I'll leave it to you.
Ignacy, you started pretty much from the back of the grid, and you've worked your way all the way up into P2. How about you walk us through on how your race went for you?
I basically sat back and let the race come to me. I barely had any real overtakes, so I just sat at people's tails and waited for them to make mistakes. And they did, I'm not gonna lie, so Yeah, it was all about patience this time. Hungaroring is not a track where you can really overtake, so I was just consistent and just waited for people to make their mistakes.
I think you finished started a couple of positions behind me, didn't you?
Yeah, but
So,
I mean, I was just basically avoiding people rather than overtaking them.
Yeah.
honestly, I do want to ask, Ignacy, if I may, Finzo,
Mm.
2 wet races in a row. Ignacy, are you starting to like kind of get a bit tired of the rain? You know, when's the last time you've actually seen the sunshine in the ACC race?
Well, it's been a while. I've done some other races last week, so they were dry, but yeah, the Bentley is not the ideal car for the rain, so I'd like to. I kind of want to see some dry, but it's even harder to overtake when it's dry in the Bentley. So I don't really know what I want at this point. I just take things as they come.
Do you think you could have done anything better to maybe catch up with Daniel and get it overtaken, or do you think you were kind of at the end of the stream just kind of relaxed in P2?
Uh, he had the pace to stay at front. I couldn't do anything. The only thing that he could do was pit for 6 and let me by. That's the only way I could have won today. But I knew he's not gonna do that. I watched the gap; it was coming down, but very slowly. So he's done his homework. He was prepared for the race, and congrats to him.
Okay. No, honestly, I do think, and I think we're gonna ask Daniel the same thing. But as we said previously, the rain caught you guys off guard. It really did catch you guys off guard. Sorry. Was that kind of when you loaded into the lobby? What was because I know you sent me a message saying, "Hey, I can't do the pre-race interview because it's raining." Just like for you at that point, when you load into a lobby, what's kind of your mindset going into it? Going through preparation at least. Of like, I need to practice for this. What do you do?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry for canceling the interviews on
It's
such a
fine.
short notice, but
It's fine. Don't worry.
I do the same things. I know what to do in the setup to make the car more drivable. Of course, the setup is not gonna be tailored for the conditions, but it's gonna be a lot more drivable. I really want to get the pressures down because it's really important in this game to have the pressures in the operating window. So that's why I want to do some laps in the race weather because if you miss the pressures, you're pretty much screwed. You can't change the tires in this format, so you're gonna be stuck with balloons or under inflated tires for the next 90 minutes, and that's not fun.
You can change your wets, just not the slicks.
Yeah, I mean, at
Mm.
that point, like it's. I think as Ignis, I think that's pretty well summed up. Especially about the pressures. Because Finzo and I were at one point talking about the tires. How can I say this? Did the wets degrade a lot during the race? How was that? How are they feeling at the end of the race? Because we know in dry tires we kind of see, um, especially in well, it sounds stupid, but especially in the higher tiers of a motor racing, the tires do quite degrade quite fast. So how is the tire degradation on the dries on the wets versus the dries? Did you feel you had more lifespan in them or less, or like how was that kind of ratio? How did you deal with that?
Well, the wets are very durable. I don't think I've ever experienced in this game a situation where I had to change the wets because of the wear. They can last very long. They're perfectly fine at the end. So they are even more durable than the slicks, I think.
Yeah.
And when it's raining, it even serves as a lubricant. The tires rather glide over the track if you're doing something wrong. So it's really hard to fuck them up.
Only thing you got to deal with, I think, is right at the end there where it dried out. They overheat more than anything, and they start becoming a bit slick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is quite true. I think a lot of Finns and I were talking about as well. That kind of could have became quite a pain at the end of the day for you guys. Having those overheating tires, I can't imagine that was easy. But yeah, Ignacy, really well done. Finns and I were watching you constantly throughout the race. Amazing race from you. Really, honestly, strategy was perfect. Pit stop was perfect. Especially how you jumped Godzilla. I'm not quite sure how you did that. Would like to watch a replay on that.
That was on the pit
But
lane.
yeah, but like he somehow just jumped you, and we were all just like, "Excuse me, what?" Okay.
Yeah.
But
It was in
yeah,
the It was in the pit lane. The Bentley doesn't need as much fuel as the AMG. Even though I was running on map 2, the Bentley doesn't need as much fuel. So he jumped me in the pit lane by about half
Oh,
a second to a second. He come out just in front.
Yeah, I've taken 1 liter of fuel, and my car was still overfueled. So
Yeah, I had to take
Oh.
10 liters. So that's the difference there. My pit stop was
What?
5 seconds. His would have been 3.5.
That's mad. That's
Yeah.
absolutely mad. But yeah, Godzilla, Ignacy, you both really well raced. We really thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank guys so much for racing for us. We do appreciate. Yeah, Ignacy, of course, getting a jump on the points as well. So well done with that. We'll see how Oliver can come back, if he can come back. But yeah, honestly, well done. I know you two must be tired, so you two can feel free to leave and go do your normal stuff. We're not going to keep you guys here. Thank you guys so much. It was an amazing race. And then Finzo, I'm going to give over to you if you want to interview your golden boy of the race today.
Yeah, Daniel Barnett, absolutely brilliant race you've driven today, and definitely retribution for what happened in Laguna Seca. Describe how that felt for you?
Yeah, it's all good. Everything went well. No mistakes. So what can I say? Everything was set up perfect. So yeah, I worked out the fuel just before, which was a full tank and +3. So I had 1.5 litres left at the end. So that was all good. I think the mistakes is what it is. Don't do many mistakes. Keep yourself consistent. I was still lighting up the board, doing quicker and quicker laps towards the end. So the tyres are absolutely perfect. I ended up with that 32 psi. So wasn't really overheating. So all good.
Yeah, as you said with the mistake, that's kind of what killed you in Laguna Seca, and you were able to take what happened, learn from it, and be able to stay away from the grass on either side of the
Yeah, I
the
I
track.
hit the curb and accelerated a bit too soon, and went sideways a little bit, and then I touched a barrier. I didn't like smash it, but I didn't recover. So it's the way it is. So like you say, you come back harder and better, don't you? So
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up there. But thank you. It's been a brilliant race. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant watching you. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
I do have a question. I think we all are
Go
asking
on.
at the end of the day. When are you getting out of that Porsche? Come on, there's McLarens, there's Ferraris. Come on, man. You don't need to do the Porsche. You've impressed us all. You can get in the proper car now. You can actually use a proper
You
car.
can tell he doesn't like the Porsche.
I don't. Not at
It's
all.
I used the Porsche since the game come out, and for the last sort of 9-10 months, I've not used a Porsche, and I'm in the constructors and this. I thought I'd use the Porsche again, and the Porsche is a brilliant car, so I'll get on with it well.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
he's
mean,
basically saying up yours, Jay. In a
that's how.
nice way.
Listen, we all make bad decisions sometimes. Some just worse than other. But yeah, Daniel, from myself and Finzo, once again, brilliant race. We are so glad you could get that retribution. It must have quite a sweet taste. I don't know, if you party for these things, but go celebrate a bit. I think you deserve it. And I think Finzo, I think we can wrap up the stream there. Thank you once again, Daniel. Congratulations.
Yep.
Thank you for the
Thank
race.
you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank you, RWB, for putting it on.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. No, seriously though, RWB, everyone who has helped us, Charger as well. Thank you guys so much. We do appreciate. From us, the RWB family, and everyone else, we do really appreciate you guys. We cannot wait to see you guys. I think it's Thursday and Saturday. I think we have a race Thursday. Think we do. But yeah, join our Discord. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna let the end credits roll here. Thank you guys so much. We do appreciate. We will see you guys later. See ya.
Thank you.